Hello, and welcome to your channel, Wellness at My Age. It's a pleasure to have you here. In this space, we talk about health, longevity, and simple natural habits that help you maintain physical, mental, and emotional balance. In this video, I want to share something truly special with you, something that can transform your daily well-being. Today on Wellness at My Age, we'll talk about how you can make your legs and knees much stronger, and you'll discover the 8 fruits that naturally support collagen production. Have you ever felt like your knees predict the weather more accurately than the news? Or maybe that cracking sound in your joints first thing in the morning, reminding you, almost ironically, that you're no longer 20. Believe me, I understand it well. It's a sensation most of us experience at some point in life. That noise, that stiffness, many people brush it off thinking, it's normal, it's just age. But let me tell you something honestly, something I've confirmed countless times throughout my years as a physician. It's not that simple. That discomfort is a message from your metabolism. It's as if your body's engine were whispering that it's running low on the essential lubricant that keeps everything moving smoothly. And here's the real risk. Ignoring these early signs today can compromise your independence tomorrow. But there is also good news, something we don't talk about often enough. To refill that internal oil tank, you don't need expensive supplements. The answer is much closer than you might think, right there in your local fruit market. What I'm about to explain doesn't come from theory but from my own experience. There was a time when I also struggled with a body that just wouldn't respond, with constant fatigue and aches that drained my energy. Over time, I learned that when you give your metabolism the right tools, your body has an extraordinary ability to recover. I've seen hundreds of patients, people very much like you, go from struggling to walk to enjoying long, relaxed strolls simply by changing what they put on their plate. In this video, I want to show you 8 particularly powerful fruits that help stimulate natural collagen production and strengthen your legs and knees. I will also explain how and when to eat them to get the greatest benefit. And I'll warn you about a very common mistake people make with one of these fruits that can completely cancel out its effects. Stay with me until the end, because fruit number 1 is so remarkable that serious studies show it can reduce knee pain by more than 40%. It's not well known, but it has enormous potential. My name is Dr. Gabriel Mina. I am 50 years old, and I have dedicated my life to studying how metabolism affects health, energy, and the body's ability to recover. Everything I share today is based on how your body truly works and on the simple logic of nature. Before we continue, I'd like you to answer something in the comments. Did you identify with what I just described? If you did, write yes below. It helps me understand that I'm truly walking with you, and it also shows others that they're not going through this alone. And since we are diving deeper into this topic, let me ask you something important. If this kind of information is valuable to you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and share this content. I upload new videos every day, and I don't want you to miss anything that can help you regain your well-being. Now let's move on to the central content of the video. We'll go from number 8 to number 1. In 8th place, we have kiwi. We start with a fruit many consider exotic or too acidic, one we often ignore at the supermarket without realizing the enormous potential it holds. Its secret isn't in the flavor but in its impressive supply of vitamin C. And I want you to understand this clearly. If collagen were a wall supporting your joints, tendons, and skin, vitamin C would be the cement holding those bricks together. Without that cement, the structure weakens. It's that straightforward, that simple. And this becomes even more critical with age, because as we grow older, the body becomes less efficient at producing collagen. That's why we need powerful sources like kiwi, which sends your metabolism a clear signal to get to work. When that cement is missing, cartilage begins to wear down, you feel that bone-on-bone sensation, morning stiffness, and inflammation after short walks. And I'm not making this up. In fact, published studies show that eating just 2 kiwis a day can improve mobility and reduce joint stiffness in as little as 1 week. I clearly remember a patient of mine, Rosa, age 73. Every morning she woke up feeling like her knees were stuck. I suggested she add this simple habit. 2 weeks later, she returned to my office and said, "Doctor, it feels like my hinges are moving again." That's the kind of difference you see when your body finally gets what it needs. And here's the practical detail that truly matters. The most effective way to eat it is to wash it well and eat it with the skin. Yes, just like that. In that fuzzy peel, where many people think there's nothing useful, you'll find a concentrated amount of antioxidants that protect your joints from daily wear and tear. You can slice it thin or blend it directly into your smoothies. And here's a simple invitation. Start tomorrow by adding 1 kiwi to your breakfast. It seems like a small gesture, almost insignificant, but it can have a deep impact on your mobility and quality of life. Now let's move on to number 7, pineapple. We continue with a tropical fruit most people love for its natural sweetness, but today I want you to see it differently, because ironically, the most powerful part of this fruit is the one most people throw away without a second thought. I'm talking about the core, that firm, fibrous section many find annoying, when in reality, it's the medicinal heart of the fruit. That's where its greatest treasure is found, an enzyme called bromelain. Bromelain is one of the most potent natural anti-inflammatories available. And I always remind my patients, chronic inflammation is the silent root of countless health problems, from weight gain to joint deterioration. Why does this matter to you? Because as metabolism slows down with age, the body develops a nearly permanent internal inflammatory environment. That constant internal fire is what damages your knees, your hands, your hips. That warmth or burning sensation you feel in a joint after walking, that is pure inflammation. Bromelain works like a specialized firefighter team, going straight to the source where that internal fire is damaging your tissues. And the studies are truly impressive. It has been shown that regularly consuming fresh pineapple can reduce pain caused by osteoarthritis by up to 41%. That percentage is similar to certain medications, but without harming your stomach or kidneys. I like to think of pineapple as a fruit carrying a small doctor inside, one that goes directly to the origin of the problem instead of simply hiding the symptoms. Of course, the key is in how you consume it. You must always use fresh, fully ripe pineapple. Forget the canned versions loaded with syrup and added sugar, because instead of helping you, they fuel inflammation. My recommendation is simple. When you cut a pineapple, save a piece of the core and blend it together with the flesh. It may not be the sweetest juice, but it is the most medicinal. Moving on to number 6, papaya. We arrive at this tropical wonder that many people associate only with good digestion, but today I want you to see it as a powerful builder of strong joints. Its secret lies in another exceptional enzyme, papain. If earlier I told you that vitamin C is the cement that holds the collagen bricks together, then papain is the most efficient construction team you can have. What does it do exactly? It takes the proteins you eat every day, whether from meat, eggs, or legumes, and breaks them down into amino acids, the essential building blocks your body needs to form new, firm, and resistant collagen. And here is a very common issue as we age. With time, digestion weakens. We produce less stomach acid and struggle to properly break down and absorb proteins. That is why sometimes, even if you eat well, you still feel weakness in your legs or that lack of strength you cannot explain. It is not a lack of food, it is a lack of absorption. Papain steps in to support this entire process, making sure these valuable building materials reach exactly where they need to go, your joints. And on top of that, papaya contains more vitamin C than oranges. So, in a single fruit, you get workers, bricks, and cement. It is literally a complete package. Studies show remarkable improvements in mobility among people with chronic stiffness after just 2 weeks of daily consumption. And to make papaya your ally, always choose fruits with a deep orange pulp, as this signals that their enzymes are at peak activity. A few drops of lemon not only enhance the flavor, they also boost the benefits. Make it your dessert after a walk. That is the perfect moment for your body to begin its repair process. Let me share a real experience. Some time ago, I treated Marta, a 68-year-old woman who had been feeling for months that her knees weren't responding. I suggested this simple habit, daily papaya. 3 weeks later, she returned to my office and said, "Dr. Mina, it feels like my legs came back to life." That is the power of giving your body what it needs. If this content is teaching you something valuable, type the word health in the comments. Reading them helps me understand which topics are helping you the most. Now let's move on to number 5, guava. This fruit, so common, so humble, so easy to overlook, is actually a nutritional gem. If you believed oranges were the queens of vitamin C, get ready for a surprise. Guava contains up to 4 times more. Yes, 4 times more. A single medium guava gives you more than double the daily requirement of this vitamin. And this nutrient explosion creates a double effect. On one hand, it stimulates the production of new collagen, giving your metabolism a powerful dose of high-quality cement. But on the other hand, it acts as an antioxidant shield that protects the collagen you already have. Because aging is nothing more than an internal oxidation process. That oxidative stress acts like an acid that slowly damages your joints and your skin. Guava directly fights that deterioration. The skin that loses elasticity and the joints that feel stiff are two manifestations of the same problem: collagen breakdown. In a fascinating study, a group of older adults who added fresh guava to their diet reported not only less joint inflammation, but also visibly improved skin elasticity. The benefits can be felt inside and seen on the outside. It is a double impact strategy. You add more workers to build, and at the same time, you add a protection system that preserves what is already formed. The most effective and practical way to eat guava is raw. Wash it well and enjoy it like an apple. Its peel contains a huge amount of fiber and essential antioxidants. And once again, avoid industrial juices or guava nectars. They are loaded with sugar, that silent enemy that wears down your joints without you even noticing. Look for this fruit at the market. It is one of the most affordable and powerful investments you can make for your health. At number 4, we find blackberries. We enter the world of berries, and these small dark pearls hold one of the best-kept secrets for protecting collagen. Their intense color comes from compounds called anthocyanins. And believe me, these compounds act like an elite team specialized in protecting your joints. They do something that very few foods can do. They can block the action of certain enzymes your body produces, especially when there is inflammation, that break down collagen. It is a natural defense mechanism that, with age and chronic inflammation, ends up working against us. That knee or hip pain that never fully goes away, that discomfort that follows you daily, often comes from this vicious cycle. Pain generates inflammation activates collagen-destroying enzymes, and destruction increases the pain. Blackberries help stop this chain. I remember a patient, Rosa, a 67-year-old woman who came to my office desperate because every morning her legs felt like they were crackling. When she began adding fresh blackberries to her breakfast, she told me weeks later, "Doctor, it feels like my joints can finally breathe." It may sound poetic, but physiologically it was true. We had stopped the continuous wear and tear. A study published in the journal Nutrients showed that daily blackberry consumption reduced inflammation markers linked to joint damage by 25% in older adults. That is a major result. To give you an idea, it is as if inside your body there were a traitor, those enzymes attacking your collagen, and anthocyanins were the special forces arriving to stop them from the inside. My recommendation is simple: eat them fresh whenever possible. And if you cannot find them fresh, frozen blackberries are an excellent alternative, as long as they have no added sugar. One handful a day, whether in natural yogurt or in a smoothie, can make a real difference in persistent pain. Now we move on to number 3, blueberries. They are well known for their positive effects on memory and brain health, and that is absolutely true. But their ability to help restore joints is even more surprising, although few people know about it. Blueberries go one step further. Not only do they reduce inflammation, but their flavonoids can repair the collagen structure that has already been damaged. Imagine your cartilage as an old road with small cracks formed over the years. Blueberries act like a specialized repair team that sends signals to your body to fill those gaps and rebuild the tissue. What they target is one of the most common root causes: poor circulation. Over time, blood flow to the joints, especially smaller ones, slows down. This means less oxygen, fewer nutrients, fewer materials for repair. That is why when you finish a walk and take too long to recover, or when you wake up feeling stiff, it is often because the joint did not receive enough during the night to repair itself. Scientific studies on this topic are truly remarkable. One analysis showed that a group of older adults improved their joint mobility by 38% after only 2 weeks of regular blueberry consumption. That 38% translates into very practical things: being able to bend down more easily, walking with more stability, and feeling less fear of sudden movements. There was a patient named Jorge, a very active 72-year-old man limited by morning stiffness, who followed my recommendation to eat a handful of wild blueberries every day. 15 days later he returned, amazed, and told me, "Doctor, my knees no longer need to warm up to function." These are the kinds of changes that bring me the most joy as a physician. If you have the option, choose wild blueberries. They are usually smaller, but their antioxidant power is almost twice as high. Make a handful of blueberries your daily healthy snack so your body has the resources it needs to regain your freedom of movement. Every time I see what nature can do, I continue to be surprised. And if these discoveries amaze you as well, tell me in the comments. Now we move on to number 2, strawberries. The silver medal goes to these beloved and delicious fruits. From now on, every time you eat a handful of strawberries, I want you to remember that you are activating a protective shield for your collagen. Their unique combination of vitamin C with specific antioxidants fulfills a very precise job, stopping the action of destructive enzymes called collagenases. If in the case of blackberries the anthocyanins acted like a military protection force, think of collagenases as silent termites that weaken the base of your ligaments and cartilage. The real problem is that silent inflammation that often does not cause sharp pain but is constantly progressing. That low-grade inflammation allows those termites to work every day, slowly weakening the structure of your joints without you noticing. That feeling of loose, unstable knees or hips, less firm than before, often comes from this slow but persistent process. Strawberries help stop that wear in a powerful way. I remember a patient named Sylvia, a 63-year-old woman who told me that her left knee felt like it no longer fit properly. When she started adding fresh strawberries to her daily diet, she returned to my office and said, "Doctor, it feels like my joints are regaining strength from the inside." These kinds of changes confirm again and again the enormous impact of these foods. And there is research to support this. A study published in the Journal of Medicine and Food showed that people with knee osteoarthritis who added strawberries to their diet reduced their inflammation markers by 37%. And that translated directly into less pain and better mobility. Eating strawberries is like fumigating your house against termites, an essential preventive act to stop the structure from collapsing. For best results, eat them fresh and, if possible, organic to avoid pesticides. And if you want to enhance their effect even more, blend them into a smoothie with leafy greens like spinach. It is a very powerful combination. 1 cup a day is enough. It is probably the most delicious way to protect your joints. Now we arrive at number 1, Indian gooseberry, also known as amla, the absolute queen of collagen-restoring fruits. It may not be very well known in our countries, but its capacity is so extraordinary that it is worth looking for. Amla is one of the richest natural sources of vitamin C in the world. But what makes it truly incomparable is that this vitamin comes combined with polyphenol that protect it, increasing absorption and prolonging its effects inside the body. It is not just about how much nutrient you consume, but about how long your body can truly use it. Amla gives your metabolism a strong and sustained boost, ideal for strengthening tendons, ligaments, and joints that do not just need help, they need continuous help. The studies are truly impressive. A clinical trial in older adults showed that taking AMLA extract daily for 12 weeks reduced knee pain and inflammation by 42%. But the most surprising finding was that a skin biopsy revealed a 24% increase in collagen density and elasticity. That means its benefits are felt inside and seen on the outside. You are not giving your body a basic tool. You are giving it a high-tech tool with long-lasting power. And that accelerates and improves the repair process. You can find AMLA powder in herbal shops or natural stores. The ideal way is to mix 1 teaspoon into a glass of warm water with a few drops of lemon and drink it in the morning on an empty stomach. I invite you to try it. It might be one of the most important decisions you make for your joint health. And now that you know these 8 wonders of nature, the decision is in your hands. The next time you feel that stiffness when you wake up, or hear that uncomfortable crack when you stand up, do not see it as something inevitable. It is not a sentence. It is a signal, a gentle reminder that your body is asking for help, that it needs these natural tools to heal. We have learned together that the answer is not resignation or accepting pain as part of aging. The body is extraordinary, and when you give it the right materials, it takes care of the rest. Real health, the independence we value so much, and the vitality to move without fear, all of this is built from the inside out. Remember something essential: knowledge alone does not change anything. But when you apply that knowledge, transformation begins. So let me ask you, what commitment are you going to make to yourself after this video? Maybe adding a kiwi to your breakfast, or searching for amla at your local natural store. You choose the first step. I will be here with you, and every day we upload new videos to support you on this path to wellness. When you finish this video, I invite you to leave a comment sharing the personal commitment you are ready to make. Saying it out loud or writing it below makes it real. It helps us motivate each other and take that first step we often delay. And if what you heard today gave you clarity, motivation, or simply a new way to understand your health, show it with a like. That simple gesture allows this message to reach much farther. Before we continue, I want to remind you of something important. If you want to keep receiving guidance that can make a real difference in your well-being, I invite you to subscribe and turn on notifications. We upload new content here every day, and I would love for you to be part of this community that is learning to build a stronger, more conscious, and healthier life. Let's continue. Now I want you to think of just one person, someone close to you who could benefit from this information. Share this video with them. Sometimes a message shared at the right moment doesn't just change a day, it can change an entire destiny. I am Dr. Gabriel Mina, and I have been accompanying patients for more than 30 years. And something I have learned is that the truth, spoken with clarity and compassion, always opens new paths. I remember the case of Mariana, a 62-year-old woman who came to my office feeling defeated by her joint pain. One day she decided to apply just one small piece of advice. That single step became a chain of changes that transformed her life. And it all began this way, by committing to herself. I want to close this moment with you in the most sincere way possible. Be grateful today for your life, for your body, for the opportunity to learn and improve. Give thanks to God for giving you the strength to seek knowledge and for allowing you to care for this wonderful body that supports you every single day. Gratitude opens doors in health that we rarely imagine. And if you haven't done it yet, I sincerely invite you to subscribe and turn on notifications. We meet here every day with new videos, always with the intention of helping you live with more well-being, more clarity, and more strength.